So I've got this truck in my yard because someone tried to steal it and failed, so we finished the job. So what had happened was, as you can see by the busted apart column here, someone tried to steal this truck. They ripped the column apart, they pulled the boot off, they busted the lock cylinder, they knocked this whole, like the neutral lockout and all that stuff. That's what that is right there. They knocked that all out of place and made it where nothing worked anymore. The only problem was, for them, is that they were unsuccessful in getting it to start after they did all that. So I got called asking if I could go get the truck, tow it out of there to get it, you know, out of where it was and safe place, and take it back to the main shop so they can replace all that stuff. Unfortunately, my big tow truck was in the shop getting the auto chains installed at the time, so I couldn't do that. Then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, nothing's wrong with the truck itself. What if we just finished stealing it and then drive it to my house until my truck's done from the shop, and then we can tow it? So Ethan and I, Ethan's here, we drove over there, and we put, like, all this was busted off. We put this back in place, this little gear motor right here, we put that back in place. We kind of popped all this back into where it should be, and we're able to finish the job that they started. Got the truck running, and then I drove it here to my house where we've stored it for a few days. Now my heavy wrecker is back from the shop with the auto chains ready to go, so we're gonna go ahead and tow this back over to the main shop so it can get repaired.
Maybe.
Now, if you're wondering why we're towing it instead of driving it now that it just drives, getting it out of where it was into a secure location here, it was safe, is one thing, but I don't want to risk driving this thing 3 hours away over the Cascade Mountains and all that, and having something that's broken that steering column, like lock the steering lock mid-drive or something like that, and then I go off the side of the Cascade Mountain. So the safe thing to do is just go ahead and tow it. Now everybody's seen that I put the amber rotating beacons up there instead of a light bar because I like those so much better. But what you haven't seen is what I ordered a month and a half ago finally showed up, and Ethan finally got installed and wired onto the truck. By the way, Ethan works here now. I got 2 red halogen rotating beacons that are on each corner of the rack there, and they sit just below the cab so that as they go around, especially at night, they light up the whole white back of that cab and make it glow, which makes us even more visible without it being bright, flashy strobe lights that blind everybody that's driving towards you. I told you I hate strobe lights and I wouldn't have any on this truck, and people said I didn't have enough warning lights. Now I do. See, we do check our trucks out before we drive them.
There you go. It's important.
The amount of people who say, like, you didn't do a pre-trip and all this stuff because I didn't show doing it is unbelievable. In all reality, I didn't show it this time either. I just showed closing the hood.
Look, it's not even there.
Stick these right here.
Yeah.
Stack that one on that one. Perfect. So, now we'll grab that. I wasn't supposed to start it. It's supposed to go neutral. Now it won't shut off. That's what we needed. This is why we're not driving it over. All right, drive shaft. So is it possible to drive this there? Yes. Clearly not a good idea. Ethan.
Yeah.
Do Do you know why we pull drive shafts to tow things?
I have an idea, but would you educate me, Casey?
No, you need to educate the people.
I need to educate the people?
Yep.
I think it's mostly so we don't... Mostly
I like
so
how
we...
I did that when you started.
Yeah, right? Here, let me just talk. No, impact noises first. I believe it's so we don't burn up the transmission. Or,
Correct.
yeah, because the pump doesn't always run.
Doesn't ever run if the engine's not running.
Yeah, so...
The pump that lubricates the transmission is spun by the engine. But if the drive shaft is spinning going down the road in neutral, it's spinning the gears. If the engine's not running, the pump is not lubricating the gears, so the drive shaft is spinning, and then you buy a transmission.
Well, I don't want to buy a transmission, Casey.
Me neither.
Okay.
So let's just pull the drive shaft instead.
So is this along the same lines as the dreaded turbo conversation?
No, this is like plain obvious. Anyone who disagrees is just wrong. Okay, don't be scared about what's about to happen.
All right.
Now we can get to these bolts. I do that sometimes, like when I'm hooking up to a truck on the side of the road and the truck driver's standing there.
Yeah.
And I don't mention, hey, caution. Scares the hell out of them. They start, oh, watch out, watch out. It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't tell you.
So I remember the last time we were underneath the truck together like this, we were towing a garbage
Careful
truck.
how you tell stories.
Huh?
I said, careful how you tell stories.
I will reword that. The last time we were pulling a drive shaft and we were in a similar situation, you were using a different tool. Or is this the same one?
The garbage truck?
Yeah, the garbage truck out in Sun River.
Yeah, we were using a hand ratchet because I forgot this one in my other truck.
No, I'm talking about the hanger dingus you got there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where I put that one. That's why we're just using this time.
Gotcha. Is that just a rope and pulley type of deal?
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh, what's that big drum on there do? Is that the parking brake?
Use this.
Yeah, that looks expensive.
All needles still in place.
Sweet.
So go right back on and I'll tape that up. Yeah, this is the parking brake.
Gotcha.
So on the one I towed a while back, because the people complained that the transmission had gone bad, and it was shifting really funny, and there was smoke coming from under the truck. Turns out they just had the parking brake on the whole time. That's why it was shifting really rough, and smoke was coming out from under the truck.
Means it's working good.
Yeah. So nothing was wrong with that transmission, turns out.
So Casey, I got a question.
What is your question?
Do all the underlifts and stuff like that, big and small, because I know you have one on the Ram, and then most tow trucks have them. Yeah. Do they all operate relatively the same?
No.
No?
I mean, they all go up and down and in and out, but after that they're pretty well different.
Gotcha.
Like this one, actually all three of the ones I own, all four of the underlifts I own 4 underlift trucks. When they're fully retracted, the head won't swivel. My old red 99 Ford that I had, fully tracted, the head will swivel. There's a detent in it, so that one you can tow fully retracted. Hi, Rusty. What do you think? Am I doing a good job? Do you approve? So they work a bit different on different setups from different manufacturers. I have like this one lifts by, okay, I have 2 of these. I have 2 like this that lift up and down parallel and tilt up and down. And then I have 2 that lift by tilting the whole thing up. And so there's different ways of lifting, different methods. The other thing that's different is 2 of my trucks are 3-stage underlifts, where it's got the main tube, the inner, and then a third for extension. And 2 of my trucks are just, well, this is called a 3-stage. Why are those called a single stage? Whatever, they have 1 extension. And on this one here, actually both of them are 3-stage, there's only 1 ram that does the extending and retracting. So this inner one's kind of floating. Sometimes the far inner will go out first, sometimes the big one will go out first, Same with retracting. That's why people say, why don't you just put a mark on this where when you retract it, you know where to stop and it'll still swivel. Well, it's because this inner one isn't always in the same place. It's kind of the difference between the two you need there. So that's why you just retract it all the way, bump it out 4 inches, and it's good.
What kind of straps are those?
I don't know. I get them from the, everyone asks, like, where do you get those straps? You got a link? Yeah, the link is the local hardware store. It's sitting on the shelf. I don't know. They are...
I don't know, they're pretty slick though.
They're US patent number 75037. There's not even a label on them. Patent. I don't know.
Well.
Should I hook the carabiner just to make people happy? There. Now if it comes off, that'll swing it around here and I can watch it flying down the road.
There you go.
So do you hold your breath through a tunnel?
No.
Why not?
I'm silly.
No, there's a tunnel right here. So
No,
everybody hold your breath, there's a tunnel. What is wrong with you not holding your breath through a tunnel?
Casey, have you ever been to Boston?
No, but listen, what I do is, I don't know why I started, or why that's a thing, but it is. A lot of people do it. So that tunnel right there, I have everybody hold their breath when I drive through it, and every time I drive a little bit slower, so it takes longer and longer to help. That way I'm helping increase their lung capacity and helping build the health of my audience, as well as build their minds.
Interesting. Well, where I'm from, there's a little thing called the Big Dig. You might have heard of it. And it's miles long of underground tunnel in Boston. If you hold your breath in there, you might pass out and cause an accident.
Unless you held your breath through all the smaller tunnels to build up your tolerance.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's called practice. Try it. Look at the view out here.
You don't get this view in Boston, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Casey, what did we just witness?
We missed it on the camera.
Oh.
That dude that's living in the trailer there on the side of the road was out practicing his nunchucks.
It was pretty great.
On the side of the road. Like, then he dropped him because he's not very good at it.
Well, that's why he's practicing.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Yeah, welcome to Eugene. We're here. Oh, we just missed another good one. The kid got off the bus right there and he jumped out and then he tripped and stumbled. We watched him go doom, 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 boom, right into the ground next to that puddle. Lost his backpack, yard sailed it across the shoulder there.
So good.
He got up though, he's fine, don't worry. All right, well, it is the middle of the night now, as you can see, and the reason we didn't film any more of what we were doing is because now we're doing this. We're out east of Burns, Oregon. Ethan's down here with a flashlight. We're saving Christmas.
Are we?
Christmas deliveries are trying to happen, and they can't because the truck broke down.
FedEx doesn't run without Casey.
So they say it won't shift into gear and is stuck here. So I've got the keys to it. Ooh, that sounds like a transfer case to me.
Yeah.
Look under. I got my foot on the brake if you want to look under and see what's going on.
Go ahead. I can't tell if it's rear end or front end.
Well,
Something went kaboom though. Yep, no, we got a catastrophic failure, Casey.
we do?
Yep.
I'm coming around. I love catastrophics.
He's not going anywhere. Come here. It's right here. It went kaboom.
Oh, yeah, that's not going anywhere. Hey, that's why it's leaking.
Told you.
Okay, so looks like I'm back in the trailer in here. We're winching on right there.
Sounds good. Oh, what do you got there, Casey?
Magnetic spotlights.
Oh, isn't that fancy?
That is the way to go. All right, I'm gonna back in here.
Okay. Casey's even got fancy wheels in this thing. Wow, look at that. Can't really see, but they're fancy.
Oh no!
What'd you forget?
Well, I forgot that I have this toolbox here now.
Uh-oh. Did
So,
you make
I always hook that winch up there. I have the winch hook in on this side and jumper cable in on this side. I hook into the hydraulic pump for my wheel lift.
Yeah?
That's got battery power, obviously. It's under the toolbox.
Uh-oh. Hercules! Hercules! Pick it up, Casey.
The one that the toolbox is bolted in.
Oh, never mind.
So, I gotta lay down here. Whose idea was this?
Like, tell me that's the right connector.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
It'd be very cool, as in, like...
Oh, I see the problem. So, here's what happened.
What happened, Casey?
It's been probably a year since I've used this particular winch. When I did, I ran into a situation where the hook was not going to fit into where I needed to go on what I was pulling up onto this trailer. So I cut the hook off and I tied a knot in the rope instead of splicing it correctly.
How's that going for you?
Well, apparently I pulled the knot through the fair lead and now it won't fit back out. I have a plan. Terrible idea.
No, it's a great idea. See? Told you.
You're right. Look at that.
All right.
Wow, there ain't.
Right. Not a whole lot to go off of there.
Oh, should work. All right. Do you want to hop in and steer?
Sure.
Why is there a stroller right there in the bushes?
Couldn't tell you.
Interesting and concerning.
Yes.
Okay, turn to the driver's side some and put it in neutral.
Sounds good.
Okay, straighten up. If we were going forward, this wouldn't be an issue, but since we're going backwards, it's trying to bottom out before the tires get to the ramp. So let me roll you back forward.
Okay.
So put it back in neutral. I'm going to lower him back down. We're going to pull out the steel ramps that come with the trailer that I was trying to avoid using because they're stupid and heavy. Put them on top of the aluminum ramps. Then it'll work. Well, now we're pulling out the heavy ramps that I don't like.
So the rear bumper was hitting on the ramps?
Yeah, so now I'll take this one and put down here to start the back end up sooner, so hopefully it clears. So let's
Try
that.
again.
once that back end gets onto the deck itself, then we're going to lose the bulk of our resistance. Now the front end's starting to come up. Poor old Badlands winch has been sitting out in the weeds for a year. I might have to snatch block the cable down. We don't pull up on the bumper. Yep, that's what we'll do. Put your foot on the brake and hold it. Okay. Okay, we got it on there. It pulled forward just fine. I didn't have to snatch block off. So, one chain on the back to hold it, one on the front, then put the other two on, put our ramps away, and head back to town, which is Burns, which is still forever away from home.
Yes. I mean, I don't find it hard to believe with this, but it's got 300,000 miles on it.
Is that how much it had?
It's like 304 and some change.
Oh, yeah.
It's a testament to how good those 6.2s are.
And
But
that's 300,000 miles as a box truck.
yeah.
Okay, well, we got Santa's sleigh loaded up. I'd much prefer to load it forward, but we're in this driveway right here, just off the side of the main road, and there wasn't really any way to turn it around super easy, so backwards it is. Now we just got to tow it like 3 hours home and then deliver it back to their location in the morning. Okay, I gotta say what I'm most impressed with here is, ooh, am I gonna hit my gooseneck on the bed? Nah, we're good. We got this. I say, what impressed me the most here is not that the Badlands winch just yeeted that thing right up there. It's not that we found it in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. It's that we just pulled into a ranch out in the outskirts of Burns, Oregon, in the middle of the night, and we did not get met with any guns. That's what surprises me the most about this whole thing.
Not a soul.
So
I'm glad it was that way, but.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure?
I mean, I don't like having them pointed at me any more than you do.
You know what I'd be really glad for?
What's that?
My bed. So we'll see you later.